darn it. Hey guys, I'm trying to get you set up on the camera here. There we go. We good? We're good. Welcome back to The Faithful One. This is part 2. I'm going to just do it in 2 parts. We're going to hammer out the last of the verses here. Of Proverbs chapter 27. If you didn't watch the first video, go give it a watch. It's on Marco's channel. Just go click on it. Give it a watch. Come back here. I'll give you a second. All right, you had enough. But if you didn't, if you want to just a quick little recap, basically what we learned in the last video is that we need to be very careful of what, of who we help out, and very careful of what we allow into our minds, and be wise. That's what the main kind of whole book of Proverbs is about, is be wise and carefully plan for your future while not being overconfident in the future. I left off at verse 13. No, I read verse 13. Yeah, so we're starting in verse 14, and it says this: He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted as a curse to him. That is kind of a manipulative kind of thing, like almost like blackmail. If you're going up to your friend like, hey, yeah. I don't even know what that really means, but it's another action of common sense. Loud is being used in a manipulative term here, like a manipulative greeting to build a person up in order to get something out of them. I don't know what the meant. That came out of my own heart, not the Bible. So forgive me for that part. Verse 15 and 16, I have these two bunched together. It says this: a continual dropping on a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Now, before women click off this video, if there are any here, trust me, we're good. I'm sorry. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand which bewrayeth itself. Now, in the Enduring Word Bible Commentary says this: the man takes shelter under the roof of his home, expecting to find protection from a storm. Instead, he finds his leaky roof providing him with no shelter from the torrential downpour. Likewise, a man married with the expectation of finding good, but the wife whom he expected protection from the rudeness of this world harshly attacks him at home. What I kind of think of here is we, as Christians in the body of believers, we are compared to the bride of Christ. The bride of Christ, Jesus Christ is the bridegroom, and we're the bride of Christ. The church is the bride of Christ. And it says a contentious woman or a contentious wife and a continual dropping. It's just annoying. And I'm not saying Jesus gets annoyed with us, but all of our problems and all of our issues that we keep causing and all of our sin that we keep bringing up to him, it's contentious to him. It just keeps knocking, and it keeps ringing his doorbell, and it keeps dripping in a pan. It's just, but thankfully, Jesus Christ has more patience than a man would with his wife. I'm not saying I have any experience, but I'm not the most patient human being, so I can almost imagine if that makes any sense. But Jesus has way more patience than a man would with his wife, who is constantly nagging at him and attacking him under his home. If you look at verse 16, it says, whosoever hideth or restrains, he that hideth the wind, he that hideth her hideth the wind. To correct or to reform a contentious woman is foolish. It's dumb. It's dumb to try to. Instead of trying to change the contentious woman, a wise and godly husband would love her the same way that Jesus would love her. Kind of like the love Jesus showed to the woman at the well who had 5 husbands, and I'm sure she was contentious to at least 4 of them. Let's get that part out of the way. But we're to love her as the way Christ loved his church. It's Ephesians 5:25 through 31. If you guys want to read that on your own time, I'm not going to, but we need to love her as Christ loved the church. See, there's the parallel there, and leave the changing of heart up to God. This verse can also be a warning to being unequally yoked. That is 2 Corinthians 4:16. Don't be unequally yoked with your spouse. I'm not married, but that just doesn't seem wise. Because then it's instead of one person being contentious, it's 2 people being contentious, and they're just not having fun. Verse 17. Never mind. Yeah, verse 17. My bad. It says, iron sharpeneth iron, so much as a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. I'm in a Bible group chat with Marco. Marco's in this group chat, but it's a bunch of people that I used to be in the youth group with. And one of the leaders up there, he started a group chat where we all just read through the Bible and send in our verse once a week of just what we have read from the Word. It's really awesome, and the key verse is iron sharpeneth iron, so much so as a brother sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. See, the process of sharpening iron involves striking 2 pieces of iron together to form friction and to form sparks. You see, a man can build his brother up through this sharpening process, but expect sparks and friction to fly. The result of a sharp Christian brother is worth temporary sparks. And I think back to verse 6, which I read in the last video, or verse 5 and 6, of the last video of this chapter, which say this: open rebuke is better than secret love, and faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of the enemy are deceitful. You see, building up, you got to tear down a little bit. You got to put off some things to put on some things. My pastor just talked about that Sunday, actually. Thanks, Pastor Josh. I'm cutting that part out. Pastor actually just talked about that Sunday. Verse 18, whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat of the fruit thereof, and he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. Now, verse 18 is a classic reap what you sow kind of situation. You get out of it what you put into it. You see, it's unfair for you to take of the fruit if you put no work into growing the tree, right? 2 Thessalonians 3:10 says, if you don't work, you don't eat. And that's a good verse for some people these days. But the latter half of the verse states, he who waiteth on his master will be honored. Waiteth, the ETH is a continual. If you didn't know that in the Bible, when it says ETH, it is a continual thing. It's not something that happens once. So he that waiteth on his master will be honored. Waiteth here means to serve faithfully or serve diligently. The latter half of I can't talk. Hebrews 11:6 says, He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, referring to Jesus. We need to diligently seek, diligently serve Jesus while we wait on his return. Verse 19 says, as in water, face answereth faith. Oh my goodness, my tongue. As in water, face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. Better phrasing for water would be reflects. So our hearts reflect our true selves. The way we see our reflection in the water, we can see, people can see who we are by our heart. The Bible says that God doesn't look on the outside, he looks on the heart. So, I could be completely faking this right now and just pretending to read my Bible, pretending to love Jesus because this is the persona that I'm putting on. It's not. But you wouldn't know unless you knew my true heart and you knew my true self. But God knows it. So you can't hide anything from God. So if you're faking it, you better stop faking it and you better get right with God. Verse 20, hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of a man are never satisfied. Now, I talked a little bit about lust in the last video too, and this is bringing it up back again in verse 20. See, the lust of the flesh will never be satisfied as long as we keep feeding it. And the sad and unfortunate truth is, just as hell is never full, that hell is never out of room, which is it's a sad and scary idea to think. But if we keep feeding the lust of the flesh, it'll never be full, and it will ultimately lead to destruction. And that is a scary thought process. So again, get right with God. Verse 21, as the finding pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so it is a man to his praise. See, this is a verse about humility. It's like in verse 2, it says, let others speak good on you. Don't let compliments or praise get into your head and turn into arrogance or pride. Again, I said it in the last video, but pride leads to a lot of different sins. It's a scary, scary thing to let control you. Pride is. If you let pride control you, you let the devil control you. I'm just being honest. See, wait, hold on. Verse 22. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in the mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. A fool's foolishness will destroy him, and the foolishness of a fool does not depart from him. That's a tongue twister if you guys want to slow it down and play it back and try to say that. A fool's foolishness will destroy him, and the foolishness of a fool does not depart from him. There you go. And last, I'm going to read the last 5 verses, excuse me. They all kind of group together. So yeah, let's just get to reading real quick. Verse 23, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flock or the people, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not ever, and doth the crown endure every generation. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field, and thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for thy maintenance for thy maidens. Now, that's kind of a lot of words and a lot of different like farm animals and like different comparisons that you might think of. But a really good verse is 24. For the riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation. We have to be good stewards of what God has given to us. If we don't take care of what God has provided us, it'll do us no good, and therefore we can do that stuff or do what God has given us no good. We can do that no good for him. Like God has blessed me with this. God has blessed me with my phone. God has blessed me with the Bible. He's blessed me with the laptop I use to type these notes out. And if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do on my phone or with my Bible or on my laptop, then it's doing me no good, but it's also doing the Lord no good. But you see, I'm not trying to be prideful here, but it's just an example I thought of. I'm being a good steward of what the Lord gave me to put out the information that I was able to do the research about, and I was able to explain so you guys could have a Proverbs 27 Bible study. And team on 3, 1, 2, 3, team break. Yeah, that's all I have. So thank you, Marco. I had fun. I had fun reading the Bible and studying out Proverbs chapter 27. Thank you for letting me do it. I'm gonna edit this and get this to you. Love you guys. Peace.